Well, welcome everyone to part 2 and the conclusion of my interview with Rob Hamilton, the motorcyclist, musician, and very popular YouTube content creator from Australia. Now, if you've not already listened to part 1 of this interview, which is episode 27, I would encourage you to do that first to gain some important insights into where we've been in this conversation, but also to hear the bonus material where I really screwed up. I made one of the deadly sins of podcasting that my guest would not allow me to edit out. He's got quite the sense of humor. So I'm so glad that you're here for part 2 and our conclusion. Well, Rob Hamilton's work is amazing. And he's just a super nice guy too, as I've gotten to know him. Rob takes us with him and his motorcycle for a visit with Mother Nature and what I'd call the speed of life. No complexity here. There's no use of artificial intelligence. Now, with more than 177,000 YouTube subscribers, with a video count currently at over 13 million views, Rob's Moto-Camping videos are like nothing you've ever seen, I guarantee it. This is art. It's about enjoying our passion for motorcycling and embracing the wonders of nature, all without saying a word. So thank you for joining me today. Stay tuned. Recorded in beautiful Loveland, Colorado. Welcome to Peace, Love, Moto, the podcast for motorcyclists seeking that peaceful, easy feeling as we cruise through this life together. Are you ready? Let's go. So here is where we're picking up from part 1. We're having a discussion about the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride and the founder, who's Rob's friend and now mine, Mark Hawa, also from Australia. The DGR, as we call it, focuses on fundraising and raising awareness for men's health issues, including suicide prevention and prostate cancer research. Here, we continue our conversation.
For mental health and supporting men's mental health and prostate cancer research and everything. So getting the word out, that was my biggest. I don't like asking for money. So like I suck at doing the whole, sponsor me thing, but it's more, I'm more happy to get the word out and the awareness to talk to someone. If you need to talk to someone, there's no shame in it. That whole thing about, you'll never see a motorcycle parked at the front of a therapist's office is complete baloney. I've done it. I've ridden my bike there, and I'm just like, I am debunking this. Like, this is, we got to change it. We got to change it, because that held me back. That saying held me back from going to seek help, because I thought that I don't know, just I didn't feel like it was the right thing to do for some reason. And I feel like if I'm feeling like that, then there's going to be other people feeling like that as well. Yeah. So I'm all about DGR and everything like that. And Mark's incredible at what he does, and his team's incredible. And that's how we know each other.
Oh, that's cool. I purchased my first Triumph. Well, back up. I actually purchased my first Triumph. It was a Triumph Tiger, an older one, several years ago, 10 years ago or whatever. And I rode the wheels off of it. But it was after I purchased my Triumph Bonneville that I heard about the DGR. And got a chance to ride in that with my wife. She rode along with me in that. And then this past May, I got a chance to be the host at the Fort Collins.
Amazing.
It's just north of us. And oh, what a pleasure. What a joy that was to be out there with the guys. And when we reached our midway point, I had the opportunity to literally stand up on a park bench out there and just tell the guys of my own experience. One particular experience that I had out there was that I had with another motorcyclist, and just to be there in front of that group with like-hearted people, I guess you might say. Yeah. The conversations start so easily with motorcyclists. I mean, you just you're at a gas station, someone else pulls up, and you know each other. I mean, it can almost start with a hug before you know their name, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And especially with the DGR, it seems like you just go up and hug someone and say, by the way, my name's Ron or Rob, and go from there. It's a beautiful thing. It sure is.
Oh yeah, and then even just the vibe, like everyone's all dressed up, all old
Yeah.
school. And then yeah, you feel like you're, especially when the meetup happens and you don't see any other modern car or anything around, and you're just surrounded by these classic bikes with people dressed up in classic outfits and gear. And like I've even seen like little they bring their pets along and put them in the sidecar or something, and they've got the exact same outfit as the rider, and they've got goggles on. Like it's the best day, and it just pulls you out of everyday hustle and all that, and you can just sit down and enjoy, a good old laugh with random people that you would never usually speak to. But yeah, it's a special day, and it's always exciting as well.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I had in my notes, I don't want to forget this. You utilize a drone really, really well. Really well.
Oh, thank you. I'm practicing.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
I'm always practicing
sometime too, but how easy or how challenging is that to have it follow you in the cases I'm sure that you've demonstrated? And in the flying around piece I get, but as far as following you on the bike, that's effective. How do you do that?
Yes. Well, I use the what's it called? The Mavic Mini 3 Pro or something. It's something like that. DJ will correct me on it. So it has the self-tracking mode. So it's very easy. You just highlight yourself, hit record, and it starts following you. You can't go too fast. It's like 40 k's max, kilometers an hour. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And make sure that it doesn't go sideways, because it doesn't have sideways sensors, so it will run into something. So I feel like the best way is just to have it behind you, highlight yourself, and then you start riding, and it just tracks you. It's that easy.
Yeah.
But then it's I try to practice with like my reveals and everything, and I draw a lot of inspiration. Like when I'm just watching a movie, I'm watching it subjectively and taking note of angles and what makes it interesting and why I'm like so attracted to that scene or something.
Yeah.
And how I can implement it in my own videos just with my little drone while I'm riding my bike in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's good. And then they just add that different element again. Hey, just you see the vastness of the land that you're at, and then you see this tiny little motorcycle just riding in amongst it all.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty special.
It is. And kind of back to your technique and what you include, the cooking. It is so cool. Again, I'll put on my earbuds and I can hear the crackling of what you're cooking. It's fabulous.
I do love it. I love it. I've got a whole, and I'm trying to, again, it's everything. I'm trying to improve on everything, trying to implement different utensils and different camping gear, because I know campers as well, like we love little bits of tech and just how to make our lives a little bit easier, and just, that's interesting. And so I like to try to utilize that and show that process as well. Even just like screwing on the burner into your gas cylinder, and just hearing the little psh, all that sort of stuff. And then like what you can cook with just one pan, like one tiny pan and one flame, and you can actually make some really nice meals out of it.
Yeah. Speaking of gear, tell me about your gear. So I personally take notes. As I mentioned before we officially started recording, a little bit distracted today because I just picked up a BMW, the R1250 GS Adventure. Just picked it up, so I came into the house and thought, "Oh shoot, I'm late." Again, apologies for that. But you clearly, now I recognize quality with my Triumphs, 2 Triumphs in the garage, and this new BMW. Recognize the quality, but you do too. So you're riding a Scrambler, is that right?
Yep, Street Scrambler. Yep,
Street Scrambler.
Yeah.
Tell me also about your gear, like with the tent. It's Lone Rider, right?
So I got the Moto tent and I've got the ADV tent. So I've got both of them, both of their tents.
Yeah.
And then I've got a bunch of other tents as well.
Yeah.
The Lone Rider, the Moto tent, so many people are just like, what do you need that for? You don't need the garage area. Like, why do you put your bike in there? You don't need all this. You just don't. But every time I don't take that tent, I'm like, I miss it. I miss it so much. Like being able to stand up, and I mean, I'm filming and all that sort of stuff as well. And I'm trying to make a nice production. So, if it rains and I'm in a little single man tent or something, like I'm screwed. I can't. I'm like, what am I going to film? Like, I can't do anything. Like, yeah, if I was by myself, I would take a tiny little tent and just like hide out in it. And if it's raining, I'll just sleep all day in the thing. But that's not what you want to see. Or maybe it is. I might do an episode like that where I'm just sleeping all day. But yeah, the Lone Rider tent has the awning and everything, and it's already set up. Like, you just set it up. It can be pouring down rain. You can still cook your meal. You can still get changed. You can park your bike in there at night, and it's just, I don't know. Like, I don't have to park my bike in there, obviously, but it's just nice to have it in there. You're asleep, and then you unzip your tent, have a little peek, and your bike's right there, nice and safe out of the elements. I think it's the best. It's the best thing ever.
And how? I mean, it just goes to show the quality of the engineering that went into the tent, obviously.
Absolutely,
how you can pack all that so well on a street scrambler. Yeah.
Well, like, it is like, it is a little bit big and bulky, I guess, compared to other tents. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. I think it's worth it, personally. Yeah, it's my favorite tent.
Well, I just want you to know, Rob, that I'm a big fan, and I think you do a fabulous job. And I'm going to include links to your videos here in the description of this podcast. And I just think you do a fabulous job. I just couldn't wait to talk with you. And
awesome. Yeah, that's so good.
Hear the voice for a little bit more.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So have you seen my Moto-Field stuff? The other channel?
I have not. I don't believe that.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's a lot of it's even this space that you're seeing right now.
Yeah,
that's a lot of that, and heaps of reviews, heaps of camera reviews. I sort of explain the best way to capture your motorcycle ride, especially with Insta360. I'm partnered with them, so yeah, their cameras are a must. I feel personally, for if you want to capture your motorcycle ride, just set up your camera and it captures everything around you. You know.
Oh yeah. I've seen
you don't have to do much. Yeah. And that's all. And I do vlog stuff. So I'm doing the vlog versions of these ASMR trips now as well, where I do talk and I muck around and stuff. It's a complete different vibe. There's all music and it's all, it's a complete different vibe. But I love that I can split it and have my relaxation, just chill, nice. And this is how I enjoy nature. And then also, it's like we're full on hanging out and having a good time as well.
Yeah. Just a few hours ago, you posted a new one, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I started watching the first part of it. Then I had this new motorcycle distraction, which again, but I got notified about it and I started watching it. And it was great. One thing that I picked up on, and again, I try to integrate music into my podcast wherever it may fit, to kind of add a rhythm to it. The music you're using is wonderful, man. Nice selections. Again, it just brings this beauty of motorcycling in nature with music, and it is a nice combination.
Thank you. That probably takes that's one of the most time-consuming things. I've sat there for hours trying to find the one song. I don't just grab one. I've got to, how I feel with my experience camping at that at that certain spot. Like if it was raining or something, I might have some really nice, piano motifs or something like that just the repeat, and it just makes it feel like the music's raining almost, so you can feel that with me.
I get it.
And like music's a massive part of my life. I've been a professional musician since 2013. I used to gig full time. I was on X Factor and everything on TV and playing with all the international artists.
Tell me more about that. Yeah, that is
it's cool. A whole different. It's a lifetime ago. That was all before COVID, and this is where this new venture just kicked off since COVID. But yeah, so I used to play on X Factor. I've played on all the morning shows, the news shows and everything like that with all these artists.
Wow.
Toured Australia, did lots of tours overseas as well. But for me, I felt like the next step would be to move to LA. That was like the next, or to UK or something to, because the glass ceiling in Australia is pretty low. But then, I don't know, things happen differently, and music, although I loved it, I just needed something else. And that's why I bought myself a camera. And then this whole other part of me was, just thriving for the whole camera side of things as well. So music, when I choose my pieces of music, they need to flow nicely with the song, and I cut the music, I cut the footage to the music as well, so it all flows nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, I just wrote down the word artist because I think that describes you very well.
Thank you.
In that you're someone who clearly has a vision for what people like, and at least what I've experienced with your video, what's not out there yet.
Yeah, sure.
Created it. And for me, I just speak for myself, and I'm sure my listeners are going to say the same thing though, but man, you do a good job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
It's a gift to all of us to be able to sit, watch, and just be attentive. How do I word this? Be attentive, but relaxed at the same time.
Yeah. And if you fall asleep, that's awesome. I wouldn't feel offended. Like, man, it was so good I fell asleep. It's probably the one sort of style of video where I won't take offense to that at all.
Well, as for me, I wouldn't, because there's a flow to it. There is a lot of flow.
Yeah.
You travel, you arrive, you set up the tent, you make a meal, you relax, you occasionally break that fourth wall again, and I'm looking for that. And then it's nighttime, and then the next day, and then the travel continues. And
there's always that little the morning toot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
So that was funny. So like the very first episode, like I farted while I was filming some B-roll, and then like I came across it while I was editing it, and I just lost my mind. I was laughing so much. I thought that's awesome, and then I was just thinking where I could put it if I was going to put it in. And I just put it there like as a morning thing, the morning fart. You wake up, you fart. Well, I do anyway. And then I was thinking whether I should leave it in or not. And like I sat on this edit for, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks before I even started up the channel or anything, just to work out the vibe I was sort of going for. And it was in there, and then I was going to take it out, but I completely forgot to. And I put it online, and and it just, people loved it. And people are watching my videos, like, especially for that as well. And I mean, no one's doing that. He's doing that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's very me. And people say, with YouTube and stuff like that, be your authentic self. So I'm not trying to be anyone else. I'm being 100% myself.
Yeah. Well, it's fabulous. I came up with this idea for this podcast, Back to the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, based on the principles of that. That's why I gave it this hippie name of Peace, Love, Moto. I sound like Ringo Starr. He's all the peace.
Yeah, I love it.
You know what I'm talking about. But I think very much what you do reflects it, and it reflects the DGR. Again, the peace, to me, has to do with peace of mind. That some of us, if we're lucky enough, we find it from the seat of a motorcycle. Just out in nature, the way you document that so well. I think that demonstrates to a lot of people that you can find peace of mind from the seat of a motorcycle. Couple that with nature, couple that with just being quiet for a while. And that's great. And then this may be a stretch, Rob, but I'll just say it. To me, you're expressing love for mankind because you're giving this as a gift out there. That you're obviously putting a lot of work into it. I can just imagine how long it takes with the editing and things, but I think, again, I'll go out on a limb here and just assume this. I create my podcast for at least one person to come away with it and think that, hey, you know what, I feel a little bit better about the day. And I can tell if you're looking for the one person of the thousands and thousands that you have, that's me. Really,
awesome.
What you've done really touches my heart, and my wife too.
Amazing.
We love your work. So,
thank you.
Hey man, I just thank you again so much for being on the podcast. I so appreciate it, and I very much love to stay in touch.
Absolutely. Let me know when the next one is. For sure.
Thank you so much.
Well, there you have it. A conclusion to my interview with Rob Hamilton, who's one of the most gifted content creators on YouTube, in my opinion. Thank you so much, Rob. And my hope is to meet you in person and even take a ride with you someday, man. I'd love to do that.
Thank you so much. So we'll pause the podcast for a couple of weeks as I take some time to take some motorcycle journeys into nature myself. I've got some multi-day trips that are in the plan, and I'm super excited about that, heading out pretty soon. So until we visit again, thank you so much for listening and for telling your friends. I wish you peace. I wish you love.